Enemy comes in to rob, steal, kill, and destroy. But I come that they might have life and that they might have it more abundantly. Welcome to the Antidote.
Hey guys, welcome to the Antidote Show. I'm your host, Marshall Brown. Hey guys, we have an awesome show. You know, it's so many things happening out here, but listen, it's always time to have fun. And when you're having fun and you getting your parties together and you looking to find someone to help you with that party, I have the person. Listen, we always need someone to do our events, to get our stuff together, to help us out. So I have a young lady here. I'm telling you, she is the bomb.com. She is Timeless Events One here in Atlanta. As a matter of fact, I don't even think she'll have a problem with traveling if you got it like that. But she does such a great job in the things that she does in the community. And I want to present to some and introduce to others a friend of mine. We met on a whim. Let me tell you, you know, God always has a way of introducing you to people. I had a show way out in McDonough, Georgia, and I left my cell phone out in McDonough, and I had to meet the gentleman to get it. And he was at a school, and they was doing a career day for the students. And the Lord had me approach this young lady, and I was like, "Hey, sis, what's up?" And she was so sweet. So, you know, God has a way of introducing you to people. I wasn't planning to go to that school that day, but God knew that I was going to be in the place, and he introduced me to a beautiful young lady. So I'm going to bring to the stage Miss Tracey Williams with Timeless Events. Tracey, where you at, girl? I don't see your picture. Where you at? Hey, lady. How are you?
I'm doing great.
It's so good to see you. Like I said, I was not looking to go to the school that day, but I did get a lot of contacts. I was able to rub some shoulders with some great people doing great things in the community. And you were one. Matter of fact, you was like the one that God had me connect to that day. And I'm just so honored to know you and just a blessing to know you. I know you do events, but tell me, how did you get there? Give me your testimony, because this is the Antidote Show, and it's about testimonies from trials to triumph, because sister, you are triumphing, okay? So tell us about how you got there.
Well, like you said, testimony. So originally, I started out like everyone else, to where, you know, you're doing events, you're doing for your family and friends, and, you know, you just having fun with it. And then as you get a little bit older, you know, you planning the parties and all of those things. So it started out like that, the basic way. And so I transitioned that to here in Atlanta, Georgia. However, it became Timeless Events. That was all the fun and games, you know, just having fun, doing what you like, not thinking much of it. However, I don't know if you remember back a few years ago, we went through to where like a lot of job loss. There was a lot of JCPenney's closing, right? And so there was a lot of JCPenney's closing, and I was one of the individuals that was affected. I was an HR supervisor with one of the JCPenney's, and the store closed. At that time, I had 2 children in the home still, and that's when life happened. Back then, if the terminology lifing existed, life started lifing at that time, okay? So what happened was I ended up losing a whole lot of things: home, job, car. everything. It was hard to find employment. I even applied to fast food restaurants. I was overqualified for them, and everywhere else was just not having it at the time. So I was lying at a friend of mine at the time. I was in bed one morning and phone rang. I was having a morning that morning, and the phone rang, and I was just laying there, and I was like, "Hello," and she said, "Get you some business cards, and just start handing them out. You like to plan events, you like to do events. That's your thing. That can bring you some money in. Just make you some business cards and hand them out. You welcome." Click up and hung up. It's like, what? I hadn't thought about it. Yeah. And I was like, what just happened? I was like, this girl, and that was someone that I really knew, So I'm like, what this chick just do? And I was like,
pushed you into your destiny. That's what she did.
Really did.
That's what she did. And that's good to have friends like that, that say, hey, come on, let me push you where you need to go, because there's some fear there of failure, and we often say, and I say it a lot on my show, trying sets up room for failure, right? Because you can't try to do anything. Either you're going to do it or you're not going to do it. If you fail at it, guess what? You still win because you did it.
Right.
And so that's how I push a lot of my youth into what their destiny is, because we like to say that. And I think it's a stigma. I think it's something that the enemy has set up to cause us to fail, because he already know what trying means, right? So we have to step out on that faith so that we can get where we need to be. So I'm glad you girl said, girl, get up.
But like you say, operating in that fear. And, fear just don't come that one time. It comes during the journey,
right.
At different times. Fear can be a consistent component, getting the butterflies in the stomach. Some that don't, like you say, that hesitant that goes in the back of your mind, that voice, you always have to continue. So it's great when someone else pushes you and you have that support, but you do have to be able to push and, overcome yourself as well. And then that was a lot of challenge for me, because at that time, I was oblivious to the whole thing as a business. I didn't know how to market myself. Honey, I went online to was it Staples or somewhere? They had this little $9.99 sale where you can get these cards. I got this generic design and I literally did this that day and had this generic design and didn't have nothing on the card but this generic design, my name and a phone number.
That's all you need.
That was it.
That's all you need.
Yeah, and I think that promotion was like 1,000 cards or something. It was really generic. And I had the cards. I had the excitement. I did not have the skill set, the marketing, and I definitely didn't have any revenue. I was out of a job. Unemployment was what it was, and I was trying to make ends meet. So I was like, okay. So I'm out there, marketing sucked. And I didn't know how I was going to do this. And that fear thing, kicked in. And I'm like, oh my God, I just need to get a job. See,
that's the enemy. Because first of all, God does not give us a spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind.
Right.
Anytime anything comes against that power, love, and sound mind is the enemy. False evidence appearing real. That's all that is the enemy just coming to attack because he knew what the destiny was going to be. Let me tell you guys, anyone out there that is looking to do, let me tell you, I've opened so many different businesses. I just step out on faith. Child, my sons, they had a business, Strictly Business. That's what it was called. They were 11 and 15. They had their own art store. Right?
Wow.
I wanted to teach them, and that's what we have to do with our youth. We have to teach them to push. We have to teach them that fear is not an option. Keep moving. If you fail, it's okay. A wise man falls 7 times. We have to build them up in the Lord, right? So when that fear kept coming at you, that was a pure sign that you had it, right? Because this is one thing's for certain and two things for sure. The enemy ain't coming after you if you ain't got nothing, if you're not a threat to his kingdom.
Absolutely. And what got me here, I was an introvert from the country of North Carolina. And I'm like, my southern dialect was a little stronger at the point.
Right.
And it was interesting. So fast forward approximately 2 or 3 years, went back into the work industry, but still was thinking about the events and still putting it out there. Someone say something, I'll give it, I was like, hey, I can do that. And so I had met, and it kept coming around in circles. So it came more than once about the wine business. And so wine was, starting to trend at that time. And I hopped into an MLM, my first ever. However, I never hopped into it to be an MLM because I already know that's not me. I jumped into it to get myself out of the comfort zone and to put myself, to educate myself. So I started going around Atlanta to remind you, money was funny because, I
got you.
So I would look literally for free events, free networking events. I was oblivious to the networking market and put myself in these environments, and I'm going by myself. So I was totally alone. I would really pay attention to what people say, what people do, and how they start conversations, how people interact too. And I wanted to learn at that time. For me, I just wanted to learn how to communicate more effectively. I wanted to learn how to connect with people. And that was my way. I didn't have the money to do a Grant Cardone, at that time. So that's what I was doing. And when I got into the wine business, the MLM networking market was a blessing. I stayed in it it was well over a year, 2 years. You guys, when I tell you, I built a team, but I did not build a team. I paid every month, and I really, because that was like a $200 a month that I was doing, membership that I was doing, putting myself in just to be connected. That's the first time I was really encouraged to read books like that, and I would go to these wine events. Then I started doing wine tastings. And let me tell you how God opened doors. You're talking about those doors and God putting us in the right places like he did you and I that day. I'm still sitting here now, and I do not know. I can't put a finger on it when how God just really shifted me. It's like he just picked me up and sat me here, literally. I did the wine tastings, going around doing them with friends. Not good with social media. Still not as good with it now as I like to be. But I did a post or something, and the response that I got was crazy. And then all I know is I was doing wine tastings all over Atlanta. I've been doing them for commissioners. I've done them for, politicians. I've done them for corporations, kidney foundations, helping hand, helping others. I was doing those tastings as the entertainment. It was just be me. It would be myself and a DJ. Whatever it is, I would cater to your event. I would, it's interacting, it's fun. It was wine tastings, and that took off. Then next thing you know, I'm doing them for celebrities. And I obtained the name Sip with Tracey, which I give credit. I give respect to, if y'all know anything about the R&B industry, Mr. Tony Terry and his wife, Ronnie. Really, I did a private wine tasting for them in their home, and when we was finished, she was like really hyping, promoting, and liking it. And he was like, "Hey, they did a video. My name is Tony Terry, and I just sip with Tracey." And Ronnie was like, "I just did a wine tasting. I just sip with Tracey," and I was like, "I like that." And so I was like, Sit with Tracey. So once Sit with Tracey took off, I was present. Then I started back presenting the events. And so I was like, okay, that created a platform. I was like, now let me tell people what I really do, because now I'm just known as the wine lady. You know? I was like, well, that really wasn't it. But it was great. And so Timeless Events ended up taking off, doing events, doing different events. Then I, about 2 years ago, acquired a partner in crime, as a partner in time, as you call it, and turned into full service, because what I started doing was the production side of it. I met someone and I started doing media. So next thing you know, I'm doing red carpet hosting. I'm doing personal assisting in those platforms. So I've done all of that wonderful stuff. And with the production, concerts, fashion shows. So we were talking about lights, camera, action. So yes, I know a little bit about lights. I know a little bit about sounds and putting up stages. You probably saw some of that on my Facebook page. But yeah, put up stages. So Timeless Events has formed itself to doing full service event planning, to where we are one-stop shop. We take care of everything for you and making your next event a timeless one.
Wow. Now I understand why God connected us. See?
Yes.
Now see why God connected us. Okay, I got it, God. I hear you, Holy Spirit. But that's awesome. That is so awesome. I've often, I'm sure people on here that be watching be like, yeah, she signed up for our multi-level marketing thing, and I was
Nope.
I just couldn't get with it.
That is not my
I think that the thing is they get on your dang on nerves. They get on your nerves. They want you in they will train it every day. Like, I don't have nothing else to do. Like, how many times can you tell me the same thing over and over again?
Right.
I got it. Let me just go ahead and work it. And it becomes a big turn off to me. Now, I'm sure I may have, and I ain't lost nothing, because my God owns everything. But some opportunities I may have,
Right.
missed because they got on my nerves. I'm telling you, from selling Mary Kay to selling insurance, they get on your freaking nerves. Like, for real. Like, can you be on tonight's call? Can you be on tomorrow's call? Can you be on this? I got something else to do. I have other things to do. I'm not a person that's going to sit around waiting for your 7:30 call. That's what gets on my nerves with that. And then go out and go grab 3 people here, 10 people here, 25 people. That gets on my nerves. I often have to think about what I say when I say I'm not a door-to-door salesman, because they make me feel like I'm selling Girl Scout cookies.
Right.
But I mean, I've been a stylist all my life, and word of mouth is your best marketing tool, right?
Absolutely.
Right. So I'd rather be like, girl, let me tell you about this. And, ooh, girl, let me tell somebody else, and let it go that way, instead of me knocking on your door and saying, would you like to buy my Girl Scout cookies?
Right.
And then your friends, you be like, hey, can you get on this call? They're like, I don't want to get on that call. People are so turned. They got to find another way of how to get people into those things, because it's a big turnoff.
It really is. And like you say, you only have so many times to tell me, anyway. So that repetitive calling, they say the power is in the no. And so, and I'm
if
like,
they say no, I'm done. I'm not calling you back.
Not all like that, and all the time frame, because I'm not that person. I know when my no's mean no. So, and it was something that I'm not for, and then it's a no. So, and building and acquiring and telling you can make money, and when I need to make money, as well. No, this is nothing against it, and it makes sense for those that's been successful. And actually, the MLM business is where I met my couple of first millionaires, and those are relationships I still have to this day.
Mm-hmm.
So, and although I'm not in the business, they'll still try to pique interest every now and again. However, the the talking, the experience, the knowledge, the people, learning to network is what I learned from that.
Mm-hmm.
And I continue to build and grow upon it. I can't say those nuggets that they provide does not work, because they absolutely do.
They do.
Absolutely do. And they, although I'm not a net MLM, a network marketer, I am a networker. So although it does work for the ones that I'm still connected to and very successful, However, with that not being me, it still provides gems and value to my life. I still do it. It's like my up training. I don't do it as a business. I do it with the relationships that I built from it.
Mm-hmm.
I still have access, because there's really not a lot of difference when it comes to customer service, when it comes to networking, because you're talking to people.
Mm-hmm.
You're providing a service or a product to people, and you want to add value.
Right.
And that's the thing, is your value. And for me, like you said, the door-to-door salesperson, I feel like that when I feel like I don't have any value to offer you. So that's when I feel like a seller, because I'm just feel like I'm just trying to get you to buy something, get your money. To me, that's a thief. That's robbing. I can't operate in that capacity. So some people call that an opportunity. I don't know. I just can't operate like that. So
Mm-hmm.
you'll know what Tracey has is because it's my passion. And from what I know and understand, my passion is my gift. So that's what I'm able to give. And that's been me before I even knew the word. So
Right.
that ain't me trying to get, trying to feed you guys a word. No, that's just been me.
Mm-hmm.
Now,
I think that a lot of people. No, I was going to say, I think that a lot of us really need to get back into the networking arena, because we're losing so many social skills with this social media to where we don't even know how to engage in conversation. We think it's a, hey girl, or, a quick text, or, an inbox or a DM or something, when it's more in depth than that. And you have to be able to sit at every table. You can sit at the table with the homeless. You can sit at the table with the millionaires, and you can still have a conversation and be effective. But when your social skills are so limited, it's really hard to engage in conversation anywhere.
yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
And multi-level MLL, whatever. It helps you. It helps you with engaging. It really does, and it helps you to be able to like introduce and like have a platform, right? For what you're doing, and it gives you that platform to get comfortable before people.
Yes, every single time. And that's another, we can list different components of it, but that's definitely another reason why. Because, like I say, the fear, the anxiety, these butterflies, a lot of time with people, even with artists that you see, and I work with artists and stuff, and I've seen them behind stage. I've, worked with the person that did the events, and they too still, and you be like, oh, you're a legend in the game, but they too still get butterflies,
Right.
do still be like, oh, okay, give me a minute, they were like, give me a minute and stuff like that. And for me, that is humbling, because if I see somebody in the industry and that's been on the game and been in front of TV and hundreds of thousands of people, and you still get nervous, and you don't been thrown out there to every type of platform, or, and you can still get nervous. You can still get butterflies when you're invited to a TV show or for an interview. That is so humbling, because we do want to operate in confidence, we don't want to, but however, that balance in not being cocky,
Right.
some people, and it worked, but I have seen to where some people get that in their head, so they can just be able to do it, they can walk out, they can go on. But when you do that, that's when you adopting a personality. you know, and things like that. And you can start off meaning one thing to build confidence, and it can turn into this is who you portray, this is who you are. You know, we go from who you portraying to be to who you are, because it becomes your normal. You know, I've seen that. You know, I've seen some go and come back. You know, however, so you have to be mindful, and I think it's all in how we choose to go about our journey. You know, how we choose to look at it and how we choose to go about our journey. And yet, like I say, you know, for me, it's my passion because I have a server's heart. Now, one of the things I will tell you, you know, I would tell everyone out there to know who you are. That's something I
That's it.
didn't know at first. Oh, you know, I used to feel
And whose you are.
and whose you are, absolutely, because initially a lot of my time has lapsed because of my growth, you know, because of my growth and not knowing who I am or whose I am. And knowing who I was and accepting Tracey for who she was, not because I'm thinking like, oh, I'm weak, I'm a punk, you know, like what's going on? You know, can I tell somebody no? Or I be don't told you yes, and then I'm sitting up here like, I didn't want to do that, you know. And but yet I've gotten myself in this pickle, and oh, you're a punk. No, what I had to accept was who I was. I'm a server. I'm a server by heart. I'm a server by nature. It took me a lot of years to grow into that, people, to understand that serving is a gift. Because, you know, when you don't know the word or you don't know, you're thinking all these spectacular things has to happen and all the fireworks, and you got to have this bold talent. I can sing, I can do hair, I'm a fashion designer, those things that are obvious, you know, but or that we see more, put it that way. But
Right.
your gift can be so many things. And I like the fact that my gift is what it is, because then I had to set my place, you know? And when I set to my place, it's okay, you know, because the lane that I'm in with my gift, it ain't as easy as singing. You can hide behind singing. You can hide behind clothing. You can hide behind makeup. But your serving is your character.
Yeah.
It's going to come, you know, regardless of all those things. The makeup artist, the fashion designer, the artist, all of those, you know, have to have character too. This serving thing, you know, yes, and it carries some responsibility, you know.
Yes. Putting them events together, girl, they be looking at you like, and how this coming together?
Right.
I just I just did an event, and it was, you know, and getting people to help you is just mad bonkers. You know, but they have so much to say at the end, right? They never ask you to help you, but when it comes to the end, oh, you did a good job. Oh, you should have asked me for help. Really? Really? But it is a lot. It's a lot to putting on an event and actually bringing that vision to life,
Absolutely.
right? That's why it's so good, Habakkuk 2 and 2. Write it down and make it plain. I mean, I write it down. I draw out the tables. I draw out what I'm gonna put on the tables and make it all make sense to me. Yeah. And then I tell my team it's a method to my madness. I need you here, you here, right? And then I can delegate, because this is one thing about it. Us brown people have a tendency at times to always be late. I don't know what that's about. I don't understand it. You know, the event was on the 18th. Why are you just now getting ready on the 16th? Why are you just now contacting people and putting your props and everything in order on the 16th? And you know it's on the 18th.
No.
I love to do events as well. I love to, I just love to network and have a resource for people, right? And my events, I like to, the day before the event, there's nothing to do but get into place the next day.
I'm gonna say
right?
get in this location as soon as possible.
Right. The location I have it already down. Right. Have the
Right.
location down. The day before the event, 2 days before everything is set up. Everything is set up. All we have to do is go in. You on the front, you in the back, you with the bottles, you with the. That's all I like to do day of. I don't like to be hanging up no pictures. I don't want to be setting up no tables. I ain't spreading out no tablecloths. Everything need to be done the night before. That's with me.
Yeah. We're like that. We like that, but there's a lot of venues now, and it's crazy. They give you the price for a 4-hour rental, and you get an hour to set up, hour to take down. Because
See, I can't.
then they want you to pay what it is because they want
You to pay more hours.
right, to get to pay more hours.
Right.
And so, it's crazy how those things can get. So although, like you say, we prepare ahead of time, we have the diagrams, we already have it laid out to what the table design is going to be. That's why I said to get in those venues. When you said that, I was like, to get in, that would be the thing. Or a lot of them it's the morning of because they booked, and so if you don't have access, then that's when you book. So
yeah,
that's why it's good, to have relationships.
That's it right there. You hit it right on the head. Relationships, people, and this is it. If you don't have a relationship with God, it's going to be very hard for you to have a relationship with people. And you wonder why your relationship with people are not working out because you don't have a relationship with the Creator. That's your first relationship that you should have so that everything else flows.
Right.
He said, do we hear it? And I tell y'all this all the time, my audience. We always saying we need to get on one accord. That is not word. He said, don't add to or take away from. On is not in the word. With or in is in the word, so it will flow. So there will be a flow in him so things can get done. Every time you got a church talking about getting on one accord, they mess is all jacked up. Pay attention. And then next time y'all see that happen, just don't say nothing. Sit back and watch and see how everything is messed up. Because if you're on a cord, there is no flow. That's just the bottom line. There is no flow. Run your car over your extension cord and tell me how your electricity works. It's not going to work properly. You're going to get a little flow because you got some people that do want to do right. And then you got some people that's kicking against the bricks. So make sure that whatever you're in, there's a flow, that you're with it, that you're with God so he can be with you to get the job done.
Exactly.
That's all I'm saying. I digress.
Exactly. And one of the things I like with relationships, in reference, we were speaking about venues, of course, relationships with the venue. Another relationship I like to have is with other event planners. Because like you say, having some help, building a team like that, little small corporate decisions, if you have someone you good with working with, they're able to make these corporate decisions, or someone that know the business, that know the industry to all what it takes, because it is very pretty. It is all beautiful and glitz and glamour and all that wonderful stuff. However, a lot of people don't know how physical it is and the labor that it takes. So I do look for, or when I'm looking for, hands, if I need extra ones and my regular team is not available or anything like that, I look for people preferably that knows, or that has enough, interest in it to understand the field that they're, looking into. So I do different things, like I align myself for that, because when you're messing with, when you having clients and you're doing some training, or you doing, having new employees, because they're contractors. So you have somebody new on site, you definitely want to be able to have that align, because stuff has to flow no matter how long someone has been there. So I have access to different things, like to college students, so I can put it out there, with college students, so they can come on board, whether they're in the industry or looking to be in the industry, which is good, in any area. That helps them. That helps them with on-site learning, on-site training, all that I would be able to provide. So again, like I said, I like it when I'm able to add value. We're able to do that. And yes, it helps with labor costs. Okay, we all know that. However, it adds value to your event because of the skill set that they can acquire or that they have already.
Right.
These young people are very talented and creative. I love it. There is something I tell people, for me, I like working with the different age ranges, because there are a lot that we can add to each other. There's always new ways of doing stuff. That's why we have Pinterest and social media. You can look at someone and doing a DIY, and you're like, okay. And they can just think of that off the top of their head, and not even thought about being in the industry. However, there are things that you, like yourself, that I've learned since I've been here that I can share. Yes, you saw that. I can help critique that, or I can let you know that ain't gonna work. That sounds great and everything, but this right here is another alternative. And then learn little tricks, because one of the things about event planning, we're problem solvers. That's what we do. We solve a lot. We solve problems. Everybody have heard the metaphor a million times. There's no such thing as a perfect event. There's not.
Right.
It's not.
Something.
What I'm telling you, the best events that most people ever seen, and they don't even know it, came from a mistake.
Yes. Where we made it up.
We made it up. The best events was the made out ones. So absolutely. But yes, getting the right team together, because it is hard to keep some team and a great team. So for me, that comes with great relationships. That comes from respecting everyone.
Right. That's so right there.
Yes, respecting everyone. There have been events where I would love to have some help. However, if that event didn't pay like that, then reach out. And then, I get people reaching out, hey, why are you not calling me? I was like, well, this event was a small event, so the budget didn't allow, a lot of labor, like that. Oh, well, I'll come out, or I just want to help. If that happens, that's adding value to people. I have trained other event planners that had come in really just for fun and excitement and their passion. I have trained those that came in with the eye, with the passion, and they've gone on, and they actually have their own business now and doing good. I'm so proud.
That's awesome.
Absolutely. And I love that. I love to see people to grow and everything, and also to help them find a lane. Event planning can be a large range. I am very blessed to be an exception to the rule. My mentor will tell you, she told me for years, she is like talented, she ram heads. I mean, from when I was naive, she's been my mentor for over 15, 20 years. And she just a couple of years back realized who I am. Because she would tell me, she specialized in weddings. And she would try to make me do weddings, or just strictly weddings. Or she was like, you need to find your lane. If it's not going to be weddings, you need to find your lane. Do you do parties? Do you do adult parties? Do you do kids parties? Do you do theme parties? Like, what lane are you in? Now, granted, majority in this industry that you have a niche. You do. You're going to do some conferences. You might do some concerts. You might do some parties. You do typically have a niche. I never could sit still, because I have this desire to learn, and I things come to me naturally, which comes to people that have that natural talent in that particular industry. You will know things without anyone telling you. And
Mm-hmm.
for me, that's how it was with events. She never understood. She was doing weddings. I got tired of the bridezillas. So I
I know that's right. The takeover spirit. I want it this way.
But you know what, Michelle? More of my experience with brides was with the family versus the bride, to be honest. I had
Mm-hmm.
bridezillas. Do not get me wrong. I've encountered my fair share. But our family members, people, if you're planning a wedding, let your coordinator, your planner, let them know who your point of contact is. And be sure that that's the only person that make decisions about your special day. Okay?
Right.
If it's just you, let it be you. If you have one of those influencer moms, you got to let them know whether or not mom is going to have a say-so. Because I'm not going to be disrespectful, but I'm going to kindly let mom know. Oh, thank you so much. I thank you for sharing that. That doesn't mean I'm going to change it, okay? Because
right.
So I'm going to take it. Hi, thank you. I appreciate that. That's a great option. Yes. But that doesn't mean nothing's going to change when you don't tell me this is your wedding. Now, if you tell me, Mom, okay, Mom, and we'll just go forward from there because everybody get a cutoff time. It was like, okay, all ideas are in. So, but yes. So, but I was so blessed to accept. That was another thing I had to accept by myself because I was struggling thinking it was something wrong with me not having a specific lane. And I was like, okay, now if I'm really, really into events and this is really my passion, then where am I really supposed to be at? I really struggled with that because that's what I think because that was the norm.
Your gifts will make room for you. In 1990, updos was the thing. I was the updo girl. Now it's shortcuts. I'm the shortcut girl. So get in where you fit in. Your gifts will make room for you.
Yes. And now I'm here. Now I'm here with you. And I do full service event planning. Okay. I have already under my belt all events. I've done wine tastings, I've done weddings, I've done parties, I've done concerts, I've done fashion shows, I've done conferences. All of that stuff is active now. So all that stuff I done and do, and I'm happy. And I looking to expand. So I didn't share with you that I also can do government contracts.
All right.
Yeah, so you can look us up in Sam's.
Might need to get into some of
Hey,
we're gonna have a whole conference after this. So.
Okay. I am so ready. Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't have any limits over here.
Yeah.
So now
I think that you have to really when your steps are ordered by the Lord, right? And he connects you and introduces you to great people as such as yourself. I just look at it as like one of those winks or one of those kiss on the cheeks or the forehead. It's like, I got you, daughter. I got you because it's so many things that we want to do, but we don't have the contacts to do, right? And I'm a resource person. I have so many people call me, hey, Marshall, you know somebody who do this? Like last week, I'm looking for nurses. Anyone is in nursing that needs a job, $55 an hour, got jobs, right? Caregivers, got jobs. Looking for poets for a project, looking for poets. I'm always looking for people to help them, to get to their destiny or to help push them into their destiny. But I think to find it strange, and you may be the same, whereas we're such connectors, right? And we're servants, right? Yes. But when it comes to people looking out for us, They ghost. What is that about? They are ghosts.
I'm
What is
telling you.
that about?
Okay, so you just like touched on it, you know. My prayer, so we're gonna let that stay right there, okay? We're gonna leave that right there on the table. Like, what is that about? Like, what is that about? I have yet to. I don't know if I just should let it go and let it be, or there's really something I need to pay attention to, because I'm thinking like, oh, that's back to that connecting. That's back to building relationships. I'm like, what does it take? I'm like, you can call me up. Like you say, we get these calls all day long.
All day long.
I get calls all day long. I get a call, but don't answer, or well, not able to answer, because I answer my phone for you. But because if it's something I'm able to do, I'm able to do. But I get a text if they don't get an answer. Hey, and you know, and you become, you know, it's okay, but you know, you be sis and friend and all this stuff. And I don't mind. I do not mind, because I operate in love. I'm like you though. Where are you at? When I say I have this going on over here, where are you at? Like, where are you at?
I be trying. I mean, I support so many people and their things, and I don't look for my blessings to come from them. Not at all. But however, I scratch your back, you scratch mine. Is that how they go? Have we lost touch of socializing so much to the point where we don't support one another? Do we sit in the church and talk kingdom, but we don't do kingdom? I'm just really working hard to figure this thing out, because it seems just like a one-sided card. Like, to the point where I had a phone number for 20 years, the same exact phone number for 20 years. And at that 20-year mark, the Holy Spirit said, change that number. I was like, this is the easiest number in the world. Everybody got this number.
I was like, everybody has it.
He said, that's the problem.
That was a problem.
He said, that's the problem. Too many people have access to you, and they're using you, and they don't want to support you. Cut them off. Purge them. And I was like, purge? I was like, oh, Lord. You know, and I'm at the height of my career. Been doing hair for 33 years. Educator. Everything. Been doing the talk show for over 15 years. I'm like, change the number. He said, yes, you dependent on me or you dependent on them?
I just received that same message.
I changed the number.
Come on now.
I changed the number. I still can go to be in these streets. Somebody said, hey, and my nickname is Shelby. Hey, Shelby. That's how you know they from the past. When they say, hey, Shelby. It's Mershell, but my name was so long to put on a name tag, so they took the shell and the B from Brown, so that's how they got Shelby. But yeah, so they see me on the streets. Your phone number still? And I be like, nah, my number ain't that no more. They like, what? You had that number for years. That lets me know. And then I even had somebody just recently was like, yeah, I've been calling and texting and emailing you. Texting you and calling you on that number. I ain't getting no answer. I said, I think the person that did get that phone cut it off because
right. I went through
they were getting too many calls. Absolutely. But I said all that to say you got to pull back from people, because they use you. They will use you up. And then when you said, remember you said no? When you say no, oh my God, you really done shut the world down. You know, because they would call me 1 o'clock in the morning. Hey, can you do a silk press? Girl, come on. And I wouldn't even get a home. Yeah. Like some weekends, I was 24 hours. Yeah.
That's why
I wouldn't go home.
Like, I'd be like, I don't get myself into this. I really don't want to do it. But like you said, we didn't say no. And
but now you say no. Oh, like, that's the worst thing you could have ever said was no. Yeah. But I made it a habit.
Well, you know why? Because they're not used to us saying no.
That's right. They're
That's
not.
moving for me as well.
Long as you was the yes girl, you was the yes. I've noticed. I paid it very close attention. I can be the yes girl for you and just met you and I'm the yes, 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 yes. Soon as I say no, your real true colors come out. I've seen it happen just like the other day. You know, I've had a lot of people that work with me on the conversation piece and the Antidote Show, and they always, can you give me a ride? Can you do this? Can you do that? And when I said no, then I get the kickback. Then I get the attitude. I get all, that lets me know you operating in a different spirit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You got on that false face. You wearing that mask. A lot of these people ain't took their mask off from COVID. They still walking around with the mask on, faking the funk, you know, and they get mad at me out here in these streets. I don't give a care because I only got to answer the one.
You know, what I have allowed myself is the grace to be okay with that. Because I like you say, we don't be speaking to them directly. We're speaking to their spirit. So like you said, so like I allow myself to be graced with okay that when I tell them no, they go ghost, you know, or it sounds like they got a disposition about it. So I allow myself grace to be okay with that because that lets us know as well, you know, that let us
know who they are,
that that's not where we're supposed to be. You know, so they have to be where in their lane with their calling, and we have to do the same. You know,
that's right.
We have to do the same. So so what I do, you know, I don't. That's why I say I have to give myself the grace to not be concerned with what's, you know, how they choose to handle it, because maybe they going through the same thing in their own way. You know, they could be going through the same thing. They could be experiencing some of the same emotions or some of the same thing, but it's just on their path. So maybe they having to learn, oh, well, Tracey, you know, told me no, or, you know, all of a sudden she's changed. No.
Hurt people. That's usually what it is. Right. When they get hurt, they want to hurt somebody. Right. They want to hurt somebody else. Right. So Tracey, tell us some of the things that you have coming up. I know we in a new year. I know some things are far off, but some of the things that you're doing or things that you may offer someone in case they wanted to do something like soon for a birthday or something. What you got?
I have some slots available. So you do have, and we have graduations coming up. Come on, people. There's summertime coming up. So we have graduations, college, high school, even the little tots, you know, graduation. We also have wedding season coming up, you know. And some of you think, oh, well, that's the way out, or she's thinking delayed. No, I'm not. A lot of you probably I'm speaking into you really right now. So I've learned that to not count it out, and that season and all that. Oh no, honey. Weddings pop up, things happen. Oh my goodness, we know it's definitely time for those family reunions.
Absolutely, I'm working on one now.
Okay, let's go. Let's get it. And conferences, time for conferences, which I have one coming up June the 22nd. Of course, you're going to hear more of it right here on the show, Antidote. So you got to stay tuned.
Yes.
Stay connected, you know, to Miss Brown over here. She already told you she's resourceful, and she ain't lying, people. So you got to stay connected to the source, okay? So you'll hear more about that June the 22nd, a deeper dive coming up. You will hear more about on July the 27th, house music going down right here in Atlanta as well. So for everybody from Chi-Town, everybody from New Jersey, you guys with the house music, the go-go, you have that coming along. So I have some stuff in store. There's some stuff in store, okay? So definitely ready for you. Coming up, Mind Your Business. Yeah, that's the name of it. Mind Your Business is coming up Thursday nights, where I will be doing my show as well, called Mind Your Business, on Thursday nights. And we'll be speaking with businesses. We'll be, promoting or highlighting, put it that way, different businesses, more connecting, just like you get here, more connecting with other women, other businesses, resources. We're gonna build this kingdom together. We're gonna you don't have to go through what Marshall and I have been through.
Right.
We are here for you. Okay. We are right here. You don't have to go through all of that. And matter of fact, don't go through all of that. Don't even put yourself through it. You get in and you have fun and you grow, you connect with us, you network, you build your source, and then you do the same for someone else.
That's right. That's right. Thank you, Tracey, so much for coming on to the show. I really appreciate you guys. Her contact information is right there. Contact her. Get your events going. Hey, get in place. Let your gifts make room for you. If you don't know your gifts, get with us and we'll help you find out your gifts. We'll probably put you to work, but we're gonna work it out. Tracey, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Stay on, Tracey. Don't leave the stage. Okay, don't leave. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to the Antidote Show. Listen, this is what we do. We set up things to help you get to your next and your better place, right? So if you're into events, if you'd like to book an event, if you like to learn more about events, Tracey's information is right here. timelessevent1@gmail.com. Contact Tracey. I'm always looking for help. I'm always looking to be a blessing to someone. But let me tell you this. I'm up for no nonsense. I ain't got time for the foolishness. You coming with the foolishness, miss me with it. I'm telling you, ask some people. I will let them go quick. I'm not going to be mean about it, but I'm about God's business. And with his business, I don't play with it. If you were ever any of my students, you already know we can have fun and we can play and we can do all that. When it comes down to rolling some hair up, we're going to be on point. We're going to be doing that thing. I got a lot of witnesses behind that. A lot of very successful students out there. So I'm very honored. And guess what? I'm still a student. I still can learn. I'm not too big to learn. Never get too big to be taught. Okay? So I'm going to get with Tracey too, because I need to learn some things as well. So I'm excited that God connected us together. I'm telling you, it was just like that. Just like that. I wasn't even expecting it, but God told me to approach her. You see what? He's a bad man. I bet you don't know him. You better get to know him. It's all about relationships, guys. So again, if you'd like to be a guest on the show, please contact me at mershellbrown.com and you'll find out all the information. I do have some jobs. People are looking for people that need jobs. Okay. So get in touch with me. I'm still looking for poets for April. April is Poetry Month. So I would love to feature different poets on my shows next month. Enlisticmedia.com. Contact them as well. Get in touch with them as well. We're looking for poets. Okay. So I'm going to leave you with a few bumpers and the last commercial. Until next time, listen, Marshall's not the antidote. I just possess it, which is God. God is the antidote to everything. Trust me. You do me one favor. You get a dose of him. Get a dose. Okay. Just a little bit. Y'all want to go cracked out on something? Get cracked out on God. I'm telling you, it'd be the best high you ever had. All right. I love you guys to the moon and back. God bless you.
Are you tired? Are you feeling down? Well, Marshall Brown will give you a dose of The Antidote Show. Next week, you'll hear from some very special guests coming from across the globe. They'll share their life encounters with you that will change your life the same way it changed theirs. The program, The Antidote Show, will cure you and get rid of all of the negativity of the outside world. The Antidote Show. Get a dose of it.